Hey, everybody. It is November 18th, 2022. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by NYC Demon Diva Isa. Tonight, to talk about SmackDown and Rampage. Rampage, the go-home show before Full Gear. Exciting evening, a lot of wrestling. We know what is happening for the 5-on-5 match at Survivor Series War Games. Yeah, things are building. Things are happening. Isa, were you sports entertained tonight?
Slightly.
That's a start.
Slightly.
Okay. Slightly sports
Slightly.
entertained.
Yes, slightly sports entertained.
Okay. Okay. There you have it. Cool.
And we're all done. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight.
How are you this Friday? Were you sports entertained, Glenn?
I was at times. The 5-on-5 thing, based on how they were teasing it, where they're like, oh, you're never going to guess or expect. I was like, oh, this KO injury thing was overblown. It's going to be Kevin Owens. Like, that became very clear very fast from the opening segment.
Yeah, I know.
Because when it started, I was like, oh, this sucks that we're not going to have KO because he's injured. And I was like, nope.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was... nobody else made sense. Nobody else made sense. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like on social media mentioning Seth Rollins, and I was all against that. I think Seth should go for a title match or something else. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make sense to bring him into the story and pair him with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Like, that makes no sense. I still don't think that this pairing makes any sense. But as we get into it, we'll talk about it.
Well, I think what really makes sense for is what it could possibly lead to, right? Because, it's a question of, will there be a singles feud between KO and Sami Zayn, which I think right now people would care about more than ever. Could this lead to Sami betraying the bloodline and then Sami and KO dethrone the Usos as tag team champions?
I just don't want to see this end yet, but I also don't want to see them running to the ground. Like, there's only so many weeks you can get away with saying Uzi or Uzi in the sky with diamonds.
Is there so many weeks?
No, because he keeps figuring out a way to make me pop. When he said Uzi in the sky with diamonds tonight, I died. I was like, oh my God. But you understand what I'm saying, right? There's only so much you can do with Sami, as good as he is, before you want to make the story be interesting, whether it's him turning or him helping them some kind of way. You gotta add a layer to it.
Well, I'm gonna put this out there. Here's a hot take. I think the bloodline needs Sami Zayn. And I think as soon as Sami splits off and goes with KO, I think I'm gonna count the days until Roman is losing that championship, because it's not gonna be well received.
You know what? I think that if you book the breakup, I see what you're saying, and I agree. And I love Roman, but I'm here to try to be as unbiased as I can. I agree with you. However, I think that if Roman was to turn on Sami, the heat on the bloodline will be massive, and I think that's something to also appreciate, because Sami is so over right now that I do think that we'll have that legit heel heat. If you take a look now, the Usos are over. Roman is over. They're supposed to be heels technically.
Yeah.
So I think if it was Roman to turn on Sami, the heat that he will get from that will be absolutely insane. I would like to see it too.
I mean, so here's how I would book it. I book it that Sami goes for the championship against Roman and loses, even though the crowd's on the side. KO probably does the same, but then Sami and KO together beat the Usos.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this.
Yeah. And then if we have The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, people might think, okay, maybe
also,
Roman.
I just want to put out there a disclaimer that my eye is very red, and it's partially in part due to my dog bullying me, and the other part is because I'm allergic to the cold weather now. It took less than a few months, and I already can't stand this weather.
This is no joke. I adjusted to living in Las Vegas fairly fast when we got here last fall. Yeah. And I used to be a spring and summer allergy guy. And now that the weather's colder, now I'm getting the itchy skin. Now I'm getting, like, when did this happen?
I stepped out of the airport yesterday and immediately started sneezing, and I don't think I've been able to stop ever since. And I was like, I always joke with people that I'm made for the warm weather because I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, right? Really? But I didn't realize how fast. Yeah, I know. But I didn't realize how fast my body would like really take to the warm weather until I did this dramatic, because it was 90 degrees in PR the day that I left.
Yeah.
So like going to that, and then I landed at like 5 a.m. So it was the coldest that it could be. I stepped outside and I was like, I'm just going to turn right back around, go home, and watch the pay-per-view from home. Anyways, I just wanted to point out what's going on with my eye because it's horribly red and I can see it and it bothers me.
Carrie Johnson asking, you know why Bray is wearing a knee brace? I mean, clearly it's from carrying the weight of this company. The WWE is in a tough position right now. War Games is going to be great. It's going to be great that we have that match at Survivor Series, but it's been a couple weeks since Triple H played a card. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same problem AEW got into. TK was so good about surprise, you weren't expecting this, you weren't expecting this, and you do that, and then you stop doing it. It's kind of like when you're dating somebody and they're just bringing you little gifts all the time, and then you're like, hey, they haven't brought me a little gift in a couple weeks. This is strange. They used to do nice things for me all the time. But Triple H, what have you done for me lately?
Look, I am a big fan of giving both companies the same energy when it comes to AEW and WWE. And I do think that AEW has done a lot of like pop and moments and debuts. And then after that, these people kind of go nowhere. I'm starting to see a similar thing happening in WWE with a couple of these returns.
Yes. And shout out to Justine. Shout out to Dylan Matthews. Everybody who's moderating the chat, making sure we aren't getting any spam tonight. Dream Realm. Great to see you all, as always, Ricky. I feel like Miss Nancy at the end of Romper Room, where I'm like, you know, I see Sergio and I see Bernie. Oh, Romper Room. So do you have Romper Room when you're growing up as a kid, or did they already end that?
No, I have no idea what Romper Room.
Okay, so Romper Room was like a show for little kids, and they had Miss Nancy. And here's what blew my mind when I grew up. There was like a different Miss Nancy in every major market. There wasn't like one Romper Room. It's like San Francisco had a Miss Nancy, LA had a Miss. Her name wasn't even Nancy. I was lied to.
I grew up in Puerto Rico. I didn't watch no Romper Room.
There was no
Puerto Rican Dylan was on Romper Room.
He was on Romper Room. That's amazing.
No, we didn't have Romper Room. Okay, we got lucky if we got freaking old ass episodes of Sesame Street with really poor translated Spanish over.
Hey, Menudo was on Sesame Street trying to teach us all Spanish.
Did you learn anything?
Agua. They did an entire Menudo did like 3 minutes on Agua. There's like go on YouTube, search Menudo Sesame Street. It's all just it's a big like it's just them pointing at like Agua. It's just it's
Then you go everywhere that you can see water and point
everywhere
it out
you can
and
go
be like,
with
Agua.
Like, it's amazing that somebody said this is quality children's television. Like these kids, these English speaking kids, let me tell you, you got to really hammer this home.
It might have been for you guys. For us in Puerto Rico, we were probably like, yes, idiots, we get it. Agua. We're trying to learn English, and they put Menudo teaching us how to say agua. Come on.
Well, ABC did it better with Menudo on ABC because they would sing songs and half the song would be in Spanish and half would be in English, and they would have subtitles for the different halves of them, which was cool. There's a good one.
This is how I learned English.
There was a good one about the shopping mall and everything you can buy at the shopping mall. There's one where they go on a picnic and they're just yelling out different foods in English and Spanish. There's my favorite one, which is Me Gusta Bailar, which
oh, you like to dance?
Which yes, with Johnny sang lead on.
Oh, Johnny's the best.
Johnny is the best member of Menudo ever.
Yeah, that is something that we can both agree on happily.
Yes, absolutely. The three Rickies, great. But Johnny is the all-time greatest member of Menudo. So let's talk about wrestling now.
I guess we have to.
Because we could talk about Menudo all night.
Yes, we can.
I follow Abel from the later era.
Oh, I still have a crush on him too.
Well, with his little mean mugging and his bandana. He still looks the same. He is like
I know.
Like, he's like the Spanish Bud Bundy. Like because he never had it like a height growth spurt, like so he's still kind of short and he still looks like a little kid.
Even if there was still Menudo today, they would probably still cast him thinking he's within
he was in MDO. He was like one of the few from Menudo to MDO. So Tornado, good to see you. Okay. That's this week in Menudo. Twim. So let's talk about SmackDown. We opened with the Brawling Brutes tonight out there, and with Drew McIntyre really putting over Sheamus and Drew. interrupted by Sami Zayn. And this is where it was just like, oh, you're not going to believe it's going to be the last person you expect is going to be the fifth man. So I was like, it's going to be Kevin Owens. We were lied to.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you think, did it bother you a little bit that Sheamus had to kind of like break kayfabe and just talk about how the rivalry led to a friendship that led him to ask Drew McIntyre to be his best man? Probably because he knew everybody seen the pictures all over social media. Did you need all of the explaining of why they added Drew McIntyre?
That is kind of like some real sitcom shit. That was like Dwight asking Jim to be his best man in the Office finale, where it was just like, you guys weren't really friends. Don't act like, well, we were enemies for so long. We kind of became friends. You know?
Yeah, I didn't need all that. Like, I get it, right? We're in a social media era, but it's just like, okay, well, Drew McIntyre was just feuding with Roman Reigns. I don't need an explanation. It makes sense why he would want to join against Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like, the Solo Sikoa is the one that cost him. He's part of the bloodline. Like, you didn't need to go into that, but it was cute to see their friendship and all that, and it makes sense why Drew would join them. But like you, I was waiting for the fifth man to be revealed. However, as always, Sami Zayn just saved this segment and put it over the top greatness.
Yeah.
Uzi in the sky with diamonds forever.
Yeah, and shout out to wrestling and community member Natty B. She was in Wisconsin at the house show and had the video and had the scoop of KO hurting his knee.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So her videos she like emailed Wrestling Inc., has the videos on her Twitter account. And
don't you always feel like crap when that's the scoop that you get? Like, I remember when I went to like this year's WrestleMania, and the scoop that I got for Wrestling Inc. is that I think they mailed their Twitter something about how AJ Styles like got hurt entering like in the fight, and I was like, no, he got knocked up by the freaking stage. Here's the video, and that was my scoop for WrestleMania.
Did you say he got knocked up by the stage?
Yeah, when he was coming out, the stage was too short, and he hit. Yo, I'll show you the video.
I thought you said knocked up and not knocked out.
No, I don't know what I said, but same thing.
Basically,
he had a baby. He had a baby pregnant in his cheek.
Could you imagine? You call your parents and you're like, "I got knocked up." What? No, I meant knocked out. I meant I got knocked out.
My parents and tell them I got knocked up, they'd be like, "You mean knocked out?" Because they're not. They'll probably be so scared. They'll probably be more scared if I said I'm knocked up than knocked out. Anyway.
Mustafa Ali took on Ricochet first round match for the SmackDown World Cup tournament. Man, this was a great match, but I feel bad for Mustafa Ali that like he doesn't want to be in this company.
Why was Ricochet like saying in the middle of the match, like, we don't have to do this? Yes, you do. It's a fight. Like, this is how things work. Like, have you not been here for a while now, buddy? Like, yes, you have to wrestle each other and one of you have to win. Like, what was the point of the pep talk?
Yeah. It would actually be better if they made this his full gimmick and Mustafa Ali like straight up was like, I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to be here. And they kept giving him hard matches, but he kept winning. Yeah, and then he ultimately becomes he becomes the Intercontinental Champion, ultimately. Because he's just like...
Slow it down. You're getting carried away. It's not that deep, Clay. It's not that deep. I don't feel bad. He doesn't even go here. He's from Raw.
Yeah, this was a really good match, though.
Yeah, it was great. I just hated the whole, we don't have to do this. Like, what are you doing? Don't you want to win your title back? Technically speaking, Ricochet lost it to Gunther. You would think he would be like determined to just face whoever he has to. Like, I didn't understand that. It wasn't good storytelling, in my opinion. But the match itself was so much fun. And Ali is so smooth in the ring. Some of the counters that he does and some of the moves that he does just look like they're impossible. Like, I don't know how he pulls them off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Speaking of which, did you see Hit Row did a diss track against the Viking Raiders, but it's on social media, but we didn't see anything about that feud on tonight's show.
Oh, no, I need to go check it out then. No, I didn't see it.
It's really good, and I'm pissed. Hit Row has been so disrespected. I forget the Viking Raiders, whatever. But Hit Row has been so disrespected. They get brought back, then they're getting beat by Legato. They're getting ambushed by the Viking Raiders, and then they do this diss track, which is, I mean, that's kind of their thing. That's kind of them at the height of their gimmick, and it doesn't even get on TV. but it's on Top Dollar and the member of Hit Rose. It's on their Twitters and
Oh, I need to go. I need to
social
go
media.
check it out. I need to go check it out because I haven't seen it. But I was very surprised that they didn't bring any of this up last. Like it felt like it never happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like okay, random, but it's okay. Like you know, you don't have to show everybody every week. But it's like when you play a major angle one week and no follow up the week after, it does cool it off.
That's where I'm just like, okay, it's starting to feel a little too much like AEW. Like,
Yes.
you brought him back. Aren't you happy? Like nothing.
I mean, I don't want to go there, but you're not wrong.
And they signed 3-year contracts, as Dylan's pointing out. Like they're all back, they're all locked in. It's just use people, man. Use them on TV.
Did you see the acclaimed diss track music video?
No, which one?
They were premiered on Wednesday Night Dynamite. They got this track against Swerve and Keith Lee. I would love to hear your opinion about this since you're an expert. So text me when you check it out, please.
Well, my wife was out of town all week, so you can imagine what I was doing.
Yeah, watching silly movies and cuddling with the cats and eating food you shouldn't be ordering.
Yes.
I know you.
I had the worst luck with Grubhub the other night. So first I order a pizza from like the best pizza place in Vegas. It's an hour late and then the order just got canceled.
Oh, I hate when they do that. And then they'll be like, here's $5 credit. And it's like, that doesn't feed me right now, bro.
Let me just tell, like, I know this because like our kitchen's still not finished. I have to like sue our contractor or something. I don't know, because our kitchen's not done. So we ordered a lot over the last year. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you right now, DoorDash is like the absolute best. If DoorDash screws up or cancels your order and you're just like, you ruined my dinner, like we waited 2 hours, like DoorDash will give you a credit equal to the amount of your order in addition to refunding your money.
Oh, DoorDash
makes it right. But Uber Eats is like,
it depends on your status with them.
Yeah, but they're like, I don't know, I'm platinum on Uber Eats and they're like, send us a photo, prove this happened. You know, you got a different item. We're only giving you a partial refund.
So if you take a notice, when you do Uber Eats, they only do the picture if you have submitted a certain amount of complaints per the last certain amount of days. Right? So let's say it's been like 2 weeks since you haven't submitted one. If you submit one, they don't ask for the picture. Once you're submitting a few in a row, that's when they start asking you for picture for everyone. And it's like, how am I supposed to send you a picture of an item that didn't arrive with my order?
Yes, exactly.
Like, here's John Cena holding my burger, you know?
So Grubhub, my pizza gets canceled an hour late, and I'm like, yo, this really screws up dinner. They're like, well, we'll give you a $5 credit. I'm like, $5? And they were like, I can give you 10. That's my final offer. And I was like, okay, whatever. So then I ordered from...
doesn't feed you, and you have to wait another 40 minutes.
I know. So I ordered falafel, and I said no tomato. It showed up with all this tomato in it, and I got like a vegan thing that had dairy on it. So I ended up throwing out half that food. So I got a refund for that, and I was like, well, now I want Cinnaholic. I want a cinnamon bun. And then they like shorted half my order there. And this was all in Grubhub. 3 orders screwed up in the same night.
I gotta tell you something. In Puerto Rico, I barely ever order, but when I do, I use Uber Eats. There's other options there. So Grubhub and DoorDash.
Yeah.
In PR, they have never managed to screw my order. I've been here 2 days. I made 2 orders. Both of them screwed up. I was like, man, I don't know why they're trying to show me why I didn't miss it here sometimes, you know?
I'm looking out for the community and just saying, if DoorDash is the one I trust, because DoorDash will give you credits if you just explain that like this screwed up your evening.
Yes, see, Ricky knows because he watches my streams. And it was also 2 Starbucks orders. I ordered my white mocha today. They forgot the freaking whipped cream. And I'm like, I never send no whipped cream. Yesterday, they forgot to add the extra shot of espresso. How am I supposed to function? I don't eat, Glenn, okay? I have a broken stomach. I function on coffee. You cannot screw up my coffee order.
So yeah, I hung out with the cats a week. I think Wednesday night I watched Barbarian finally. And I was a little freaked out. Like I started watching it. I was like, I'm going to turn on the lights. I'm just going to turn on the lights while I watch this.
Stop. What a rebel.
Like a good movie though. It was good. But after that, I was like, ooh, I was a little freaked out. Yeah, now I'm getting targeted with Airbnb ads. So, you know, go figure.
Oh my God.
But did you see Barbarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get scared.
You don't scare easily though.
No, I don't. Love movies scare me. Romantic movies scare. That's what scares me. As soon as I start falling in love, I'm like shaking and terrified. Like, don't do it.
Okay, let's get back to SmackDown.
Let's not talk about my commitment issues, please.
Sami Zayn backstage, Jay's yelling at him, and once again we got the bloodline break happening with Sami and Jimmy. Oh my
Jay
god.
cannot stay in character. Like they need to separate them just because Jay don't know how to act around Sami Zayn.
When Sammy and Jimmy start doing their secret handshake, like, oh my god, that was so freaking funny. Like, and this is what I'm telling you. Like, I'm sorry, Issa. Forget Roman. Like, SmackDown is the Sami Zayn show. It is, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
I literally was gonna say, Glenn, I'm gonna fly to Vegas so that we can come up with our own secret handshake and we can do it in front of Alfred so he can be jealous, right? But now that you're saying that, I'm gonna fly out there to fight you.
It's just giving me go. Stop! Okay. I'm sorry. Stop.
It's the Roman show. It's the Roman show. I didn't
mean it. We had the New Day backstage clowning on Imperium, calling them the biggest clowns in they were called the biggest clowns in WWE.
That's
by Giovanni Vinci. That is a mistake. And then they were comparing Gunther to Lurch. I mean, they're doing what they can to put some heat on this.
Did you have any opinions on Xavier's mustache?
You know, it's hard to get used to these things.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm just gonna say that. So, the Madcap Moss and Emma, and Madcap, his voice. He can't really speak these last 3 weeks, so he cannot share his gift of laughter with the world.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Like, okay, Emma and Madcap versus Cross and Scarlett could actually be like a really fun feuded match. But it's weird, like, this is not... I mean, think about how... I mean, Emma was kind of badass when she left WWE, and I'm just not seeing that. So if Madcap were to tweak his gimmick, they just seem a little too pedestrian. They like seem suburban, like normal pairing, than like having a fight at a BDSM club against Cross and Scarlett.
You mean to tell me that this is where you saw Karrion Kross and Scarlett in a feud with Madcap and Emma? This is what you want for them?
I think it could be good, but I'm just saying they look like much more rough and tumble than Cap and Emma look.
When Karrion Kross came back, he interrupted a main event segment with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Yeah. And I always thought he's going after Drew. I didn't think he was going for Roman right away, but he's never felt... I don't know. The presentation is back, and I'm happy about that. But he just feels so uninteresting. It's a very mid return for me as of right now. I'm not saying it can't be turned around, and I didn't think the matches with McIntyre were bad. I just never felt like I was invested. And now that he's done with McIntyre, it feels like he's going backwards.
Yeah, look, they're having this problem, and we'll talk about the next segment, which is indicative of this. So Bray Wyatt wanted to make amends with LA Knight for his behavior, and he was out in the ring. He did his entrance, crowd is into it, interrupted by LA Knight, and I know some people liked this.
Yeah.
I'm going to paraphrase something from King of the Hill and say, you're not making LA Knight better, you're making Bray Wyatt worse with this pairing.
That's so deep.
The original quote
please
is
do not clip that out of context, please.
The original quote, I believe, in King of the Hill was about Christian rock, and it was saying, you're not making Christianity better, you're making rock and roll worse. And I think that is very much like this, good for LA Knight, but this is as crazy as Karrion Kross feuding with Madcap Moss.
Yes, I agree. And I will go out of my way to also say it feels like the presentation on Bray Wyatt is excellent, but I don't like this feud. His debut at Extreme Rules felt larger than life. Yes. It was a moment, right? Like I'm gonna remember it for a long time. Do you really think that I'm gonna take that moment and be like, the first thing that he's gonna do is I wish it was Karrion Cross at this point. Is LA Knight? No, you know what I mean? Like there's just not, my brain cannot comprehend this is where we're going with him. It feels backwards and it just doesn't. No, it's just not it.
Yeah, this doesn't feel larger than life. This feels quite life size. And I don't think Bray needs that right now. But LA Knight slapped him twice.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, remember the Firefly Funhouse? I remember how Bray had all these different characters and he was doing these great, like, you were like, oh my God, Bray Wyatt's in control. And he's doing like this performance art. And some week it would be comedy and some week it would be scary. And it was really different. You never know what you were going to get. Some week you were going to get a parody of Vince. Some weeks you were going to get Muscle Man Dance. Other times you're going to get Bray doing a kid's show fully that would then turn creepy. Like, it was really, really cool. And now what we've gotten is Bray comes to the ring and gives like this weird pseudo like motivational speech about gratitude and interrupted by LA Knight, who's then out there like saying his two barely a catchphrases and like slapping him in the like. This is, I'm sorry if you like LA Knight, but this is not good for Bray Wyatt. There's no heat here, there's no creativity here. You know, so LA Knight gets mysteriously attacked backstage. And there's just no meat on the bone here to this feud. We have Bray returned, which we all like. I don't think people have been more. I mean, last year or whenever CM Punk came back, like since CM Punk's return, the Bray Wyatt return is the one people have been the most hyped for. They love the White Rabbit, they love the clues. But this is your payoff for this?
Well, that's the thing. That's where I have an issue with. It's just like the build up to this return was insane. The moment he returned was insane. And then I was behind the promos a couple of times, but we haven't even gotten a payoff on what Bray is supposed to be, what his character is, what is this thing that he's struggling with. And now we're going to make him feud with LA Knight before we even like peel the layers. And if LA Knight is one of those layers, it's just not the person that I mean, watch him put on a banger and maybe this will turn around. It just feels like this is not where I thought we were going with Bray, like at all.
Bray doesn't even need to put on banger matches. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to go out there and spider walk and like show everything he can do. Now, that being said, if Bray was Muscle Man Bray against LA Knight, then I'd be like, this is perfect. This is actually like my opinion on this would flip 100% because LA Knight is that old school sort of 80s, 90s gimmick. That would actually make a lot of sense. But it's like Bray just out there, oh, I forgive you. We're even. When we talk to you about gratitude, you know what I like to do every night? I like to write in a journal. I just like to collect my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird for Bray. This is not cult leader Bray. This is not like.
And I'm trying to take a look at the chat right now, and I saw like some people saying, well, Bray hasn't wrestled in forever. Then put him in the performance center. They do that with a lot of people. They don't have to like get their first few matches out in front of everybody. That's what house shows are for. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't have to involve his first feud just because he might be a little bit rusty.
Bray Wyatt could run in the ring as the Fiend, or even just in his sweater. He could just run in there, clothesline LA Knight, look creepy into the camera, and we could go off the air and people would be like, oh my God, Bray Wyatt's the biggest superstar in all pro wrestling.
Like, I'm a big Bray Wyatt stan, so I'm with you on that. Like he can probably come out and do anything, and I just didn't think this was going to be the feud. But I also have so much like I want a Bray Wyatt back that I'm willing to do that. Let's let it play out and see where it goes. Is it what I wanted? Am I happy with it right now? No. Am I fully giving up? Hell no. Like Bray's back and it's gonna be great. Let's see where this takes us because I always feel like the road with him is bumpy and it's all over the place. I feel like we're gonna get somewhere with this.
Well, so Jeff Bailey's saying like, oh, they're telling like LA Knight's just a pawn in this. You could put any wrestler in it. It's about these new characters coming to life. Okay, well, we didn't really have that. We haven't seen Uncle Howdy in a bit. We saw LA Knight was mysteriously attacked backstage. Now you did see Bray in one of the promos that followed, sort of pacing around in the back.
Right.
It's kind of cool continuity. But yeah, we haven't really seen it, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what Bray's supposed to be. I don't know what kind of demons he's fighting. I don't know what these characters are supposed to be. What just happened? Did he leave me? Anyways, I don't know what these characters are supposed to. Are you okay?
Yeah, something weird's going on with my.
Okay, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure because the other day on my live stream, I was talking about what I would do if I became president, and I swear to you, my stream went away, and I felt like the government was watching me. Anyways, we don't know what any of these characters are, right? So it's like, oh my god, why does it keep doing this to me? I'll talk to you guys. So, anyways, the layers being pulled back. It feels like we're going from zero to a feud without pulling back the layers, without seeing what these characters are supposed to be. We went from the debut, seeing everybody from the Fireflies Funhouse, to now Uncle Howdy, who we're not even sure if he's even Bray himself.
Well, I think we kind of know.
I don't know. What do you know? Don't be careful. You might go off the air again.
Well, I think it's.
Oh.
Why?
Oh my god, that's so creepy. Bray's watching us.
Why does this keep happening?
Oh, I'm scared. I'm gonna go.
Hi there. This is Uncle Howdy. I'm here to issue a rebuttal to what that so-called host was saying on the show. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I coming through? Am I here? Hello? Hello?
I see you.
Big fan of the podcast. Have to admit, haven't listened quite as much since Raj Giri and Matt Morgan stopped. They were kind of the superstars in my mind, but I like what you and Tubby here bring to the podcast. Alfred as well. Alfred is cool, but I really feel the need to rebut what that dumbass was saying about LA Knight. I am a big LA Knight fan. I know I attacked him backstage tonight, but, I can't stop. I mean, when I'm alone and I'm in the bathroom and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm just saying, like, whose game is it? And that's a fact of life. LA Knight, yeah. Because he, since NXT, I have really thought he was over, and he could be the next Rock, if you think about it. So who better than to feud with Captain Howdy and Bray Wyatt than LA Knight?
Okay.
I'm a big fan of yours. Demon Diva. I like your solo streams,
Uncle
your
Howdy.
watch-alongs.
I'm a big fan of you as well.
I appreciate what you do and what you bring to this, but I cannot let this LA Knight slander stand.
Got it. So you're gonna make sure you put him over in this feud?
I think, put him over. He's clearly already over. I mean, some could argue, whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game. Whose company is it? It's LA Knight's game. Whose industry is it? LA Knight. And in fact, I'm jealous. That's why I attacked him backstage, because Captain Howdy and Bray Wyatt will never be as over as LA Knight.
Okay.
Does the chat room have any questions while Captain Howdy is here? It's Friday, and I'm just hanging out in the Firefly Funhouse. I heard you all earlier talking about your issues with Grubhub. I too have had issues with Grubhub. What I hate is, they try to upsell you on this priority ordering. And it's like, I'm placing an order, just bring the food directly here, for Christ's sakes. But no! $1.99 to get it delivered directly to me. That's a scam.
Do they know how to get to the Firefly Funhouse? Because I had to put directions literally on exactly how to get to my door, because sometimes they just don't get it.
Well, here's a little tip. If they can't find your address easily and they, order is a little late, you can complain and oftentimes get a credit. So, Firefly Funhouse working out for Captain Howdy, just for Uncle Howdy, just putting it out there.
Captain Howdy. I know Captain Howdy.
I used to be a cap, now retired. So now it's just Uncle Howdy. And Bray's uncle.
Excellent work on The Exorcist, by the way.
Yeah, Bray's uncle, his uncle on his mother's side, not his father's side. So.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, changing it up a little bit. But anyhow, LA Knight, biggest star in all professional wrestling, and LA Knight, you're going down. And Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy are going to take your throne. It's our game now, no longer yours.
Uncle Howdy, the Wrestling Inc. Audience wants to know if you're familiar with scripts from
Can't
NXT.
say I am, but the name
him?
sounds phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
Was a captain, retired. I was working my way up to the rank of Rear Admiral.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's a real rank, by the way. That's not just something funny I said.
Oh
rank
no,
in the Navy.
I wouldn't think that you would lie to me.
Yes, it's
Uncle
the
Harry.
admiral of the rear of the ship. Anyhow, LA Knight, biggest star in all of wrestling. I'll turn it back over now to Bozo here with his LA Knight slander.
Bye, Uncle Harry. Love you.
What just happened? It was so weird.
I don't know.
Trying to get on, and it's just like it was not. It said locked out of the screen.
Yeah, Uncle Howdy wasn't here, hanging out.
Well, that's nice. Did he say any nice things about me and my work on the podcast?
He called you Bozo.
Wow.
You gotta get that internet check. Don't let that happen again. You left me in here all alone with that freak.
Well, you don't get scared, he says.
No,
so
I wasn't scared. I was actually joking with him, and we talked about Grubhub. It was great.
Oh, well, see, everyone has problems. Everyone's got problems with Grubhub. Just how it works. So let's see. What happened after this? Oh, Shayna Baszler versus Shotzi.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love seeing Shayna and Ronda together. Come for me. I don't care. I love them together. Maybe it's because I've been waiting for the storyline for so long that I'm glad they're finally exploring it. Do you think it feels like it's a little too late? Because remember when we all wanted the 4 horsewomen of MMA and they had them? Well, I don't know, because now that I'm seeing how, you know what? I'm just going to shut up. What do you think, Glenn? Is it too late?
I think that it's good. I don't like that Raquel had to come out and assist Shotzi tonight. Like, you should be building Shotzi up for her match with Ronda.
Why? Because she doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, but okay, when you go into a pay-per-view, which this match is going to be at this is going to be at Survivor Series War Games. This isn't going to be on TV. When you go into a pay-per-view, you have to at least pretend like you have to make people able to suspend disbelief that there's a chance the challenger is going to win, or else what's the point of having the match with Liv Morgan? They did a good job.
You're right. It's just the same way like when Rey Mysterio faced Brock Lesnar at a Survivor Series a couple of years ago. You're absolutely right. We thought that Rey had a chance of winning, right, Glenn? Come on. This is so we can put over the story of Shayna and Ronda coming together. This is, to quote the Amazing Spice Girls, when two become one. I need a little love like I never needed love before. Anyways.
My girlfriend in 1997, 98 may have sang that on my voicemail.
Oh no, do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Oh damn, that would have been epic. Wait, she really liked it. I would never. The only person I have ever dedicated that song to, it was randomly on Twitter to Roman Reigns the first time I met him in person. The first time I was gonna go to a Roman Reigns meet and greet, I was like, tomorrow is the day, and then I, posted and I give. I'm just gonna shut up.
It's really amazing he doesn't have a restraining order against you. So here's the thing. Like, remember when Daniel Bryan faced Brock Lesnar? Like, Daniel T. Bryan got some good moves.
Yeah, but I never thought he was gonna win.
I thought he could.
Oh, Glenn, please. Oh my God.
So
no, I never thought. Not even AJ Styles. Brock and AJ were no, not for nothing. That match was a banger. However, I still didn't think that AJ had a chance. Like, I'm a realist, Glenn. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's true.
I mean, Shotzi's here to put over the story of Shayna and Ronda finally coming together.
Yes. But where do they go from there for the tag team championships? I mean, Ronda's the women's champ on SmackDown.
Yes, until they can't coexist anymore. We finally get Shayna versus Ronda. But you can't do Shayna versus Ronda right now because you haven't done anything interesting with Shayna. So you have to build some kind of story that gets us invested.
I like Shotzi.
We've been doing this long enough.
I like Shotzi. I want to see her get an opportunity. I feel like since she was doing Hood Slam in the Bay Area, like I've been a fan of Shotzi, and yeah, I know she's not going to
but I'm a
win.
fan of
But
Shayna too, and I also think Shayna is long to her opportunity. In the main
Well-
roster, I miss NXT Shayna Baszler, and I still think we could get her with the right creative.
but Raquel coming out, I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
Her fit was on fire, though.
Yeah, that was good. So Imperium versus New Day and Braun Strowman.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess at this point, I felt relieved that Braun wasn't the fit person.
Yeah, and
because there
Ricochet
was a part in the back of my head thinking, what if Kevin Owens really is injured? I was like, God, please don't let it be Braun. Because for some reason, I felt like it was going to be Braun.
But backstage, Ricochet did get to say flippy floppy.
You love to see it.
Absolutely. Steve Marcuccioli with Buck99 wants to know who faces Cross at WrestleMania. Charlotte versus who at WrestleMania? What's going on with Charlotte?
She is in the longest honeymoon of anyone's ever had.
Wow.
I mean, remember she got taken out by Ronda Rousey breaking her arm
Oh yeah.
at WrestleMania Backlash. That's the last we seen of her. She went on to get married. Who would I put her against? I definitely don't want to see her against Ronda. That story has been overdone.
I'd like to see Bayley beat Charlotte.
That would be a fun feud.
Or Bianca.
Not even. I think Charlotte versus Bayley doesn't even need a title.
Yeah.
It could just be like a grudge feud. That would be great, and it would be a good way to get some momentum back on Bayley. As far as Karrion Kross goes,
Bray. Yeah, Bray's got to beat Karrion Kross at WrestleMania.
Okay, but hear me out. What if we really, really rebuild Shinsuke? And we get Shinsuke versus Kross just for the entrances.
Okay, that could be good.
It will be. They don't even have to wrestle. It would just be like a battle of the entrances.
Tornado saying goodbye when he left tonight. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
We love you, Tornado.
Yes. So, but Gunther.
It's a Gunther or Gunther.
Gunther being sort of back down, being scared of Bray. Like that's weird.
No, it's not.
No. Gunther was
he's only human, Glenn.
Yeah. Bray's promo, man. I hope Bray's okay. You need like some plastic backstage for the splash zone of whatever Bray had going on tonight. Hope he's feeling all right.
Leave Bray alone.
Oh, I know.
You know that weirdo's gonna pop back up here again.
No, not Bray. Braun. Pardon me.
Yeah. Braun and the red pants are not working for me.
You don't like the red pants?
Not at all. Not at all. They need to go.
Okay. But yeah, I hope Braun's okay. But yeah, it was weird. It was like I was like, oh, this is not the Vince era because Braun coughing during the middle of a promo. Like, when's the last time you heard that in WWE?
I heard it wasn't legal.
Yes. Well, it's mainly sneezes, but coughs as well. Control your own body, damn it. Yes, very weird. So this match that was good. New Day and Braun won, but yeah, Imperium has been built so much though. It's weird that they've already sort of peaked. Because I think Braun's gonna beat Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship.
No way.
Really?
Yeah, really. Well,
what did you think? I was surprised tonight with Sami Zayn versus Butch, and Butch getting the win. I was really shocked Butch got the
win. How I expected. I was not expecting Butch to win.
Yes.
It was a good match, though. It was fun.
Yeah, but I guess they got to kind of build that with the brutes. Sammy needs more wins. Well, because for Butch and the Brawling Brutes, like they need to look because there's no way that they're winning at War Games. The Bloodline's winning, but Sammy hasn't really been getting wins. You'd think I'm actually shocked that they haven't done more with Roman calling him out on that.
Yeah, Roman's gonna kick his ass.
Yeah.
You know, Roman's gonna be the last one to enter at War Games, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
The anticipation is gonna be so great.
Yeah. So after, of course, everybody started fighting. Roman and Paul Heyman came out, and then we had Kevin Owens come out. Roman,
Acknowledge him. You should be saying that a little more exciting. Like,
well, okay, I gotta say this about Roman. Thank God they didn't show the replay of Roman's Superman punch to KO, because that did not.
what the hell are you talking about? It was great.
Okay, sure. In your mind, every time you see Roman, I'm sure he just has like an angelic glow behind him.
He does.
You know, yeah.
It's not
everything
just
is
in my
perfect.
mind. You see it too. Did you not see? First of all, Roman comes out looking excellent, right? Like the beard was. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. The man bun was slightly loose, so I knew right away we were gonna get like loose, crazy, wild hair Roman, which is like one of my top 3 favorite versions of Roman. But as Roman starts slowly walking his way to the ring, did you see what happened? Drew
What
McIntyre
happened?
takes his shirt off. Sheamus starts taking the suspenders off. Like, this man has that effect. No, it's not just me taking my clothes off when I see it. It's everybody. Even Kevin Owens was like, I want to get smashed by this man again.
I love how you use the language like you're writing an erotic Roman Reigns fan fiction every time you speak about Roman Reigns.
I'm LL Cool J on Halloween H2O. Remember his character? He wanted to write exotic novels.
Yes. You could write like some slash fiction about Roman Reigns.
Sometimes when the shows get boring and I'm doing my watch along, I have ventured into reading.
I don't want to know what you do
No,
when the
no,
shows get boring.
I have ventured into reading Roman Reigns fan fiction on my streams. No, their bodies. There is nobody that's ready for Roman Reigns. Like, it's just impossible. Like, I was feeling glad that they were just taking their clothes off. You know, I have loved all 810 days of it. I'm here for another 800 days. But yeah, you saw it though, right? Like, why would you want to come back to? It's the Roman Reigns effect. He oozes it.
And then
I don't know what he oozes it. Glenn, it.
Yes.
The boys want him. The girls want him. Everybody wants to be him. It's incredible.
But Owens hit him with the stunner at the end.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Like, who asked for Kevin Owens? Nobody. I used to like him.
So much to unpack.
I didn't appreciate that. But I mean, you gotta make him look like, he even gave freaking Logan Paul a little something. So that's what KO gets. He's gonna pay for that though. It's not gonna be pretty.
Let's talk about Rampage.
Do we have to? I can't keep going about Roman Reigns.
And how Roman gives everyone a little something.
How he oozes it.
Yeah. Oozes ooziness.
Yo, I will capture. If I'm in a match with him, I will like literally put his sweat in a bottle and sell it on OnlyFans. Like, you will make bank. You know how many people will buy that? Come on, Glenn, you've seen it. These girls are out there selling like their bath water. I'm selling Roman Reigns sweat. The whatever drips off his hair, I'm gonna cash it and I'm gonna become a millionaire.
Okay. Rampage. Rampage.
Can I tell you something about Rampage? I had a ticket and I didn't go. And I do not regret my decision.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn.
It's too cold. It's too cold, man. I was like, I'll just do the podcast.
This is maybe how you know the pandemic is over, is when people have plans and tickets to go to things and then just decide they'd rather stay home. That's how you know we're in a post-pandemic phase. When it's no longer like, I'm just excited to go out again. Because let me tell you, before, and I talk about this with my wife all the time, you have no idea how many times we had tickets to things in San Francisco. And the last minute, we're like, I'll put them on StubHub. Let's just not go. Like, we would back out of things at least once a month.
It's not the first time that I back out of a wrestling event that I had tickets to. I think the last time that I did it was the Raw after. You remember that really crappy Survivor Series with the egg that everybody thought The Rock was showing up, but he didn't? I was so sour after that Survivor Series that I chose to stay out in the city drinking, then go to the Raw after. I had tickets for that too, but it just, like, I don't know. I'm not feeling good. I have allergies going on right now, so I was like, it really needed to just. And I'm gonna be a Full Gear tomorrow. I was like, I'd rather save all my, because Full Gear is gonna last like a solid 15 hours. That's usually what their pay-per-views last. So I'm gonna save my energy for Full Gear. But as I'm watching it on TV, so that I could be here with you, I didn't regret it. Like I didn't have a moment that I was like, oh man, I should have been there. You know what I mean?
Out of context, though, before we got on this podcast, they had the Road to Full Gear on, and I heard out of context MJF talking about how he's dreaming about 3 seconds of satisfaction.
Jeez.
Put that up there with a 5-minute challenge. So we started with Ricky Starks versus Lance Archer in a quarterfinals match for the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament, and the hottest fights in AEW happen backstage.
Always.
Like it looked seriously wrong when Lance was throwing him up against the door. Like I was just like, this doesn't look like TV. This looks like somebody needs to call the authorities. Like,
yep.
That looked brutal. And it's crazy to me that Ricky Starks won this, because from that opening, it seemed like Lance just could have destroyed him the second he wanted to finish this fight.
Well, they do that with Lance Archer a lot. Like, I've noticed that Lance Archer is their go-to big guy to, like, do some crazy moves, make somebody look like they're dying, and then that person comes back and win. I mean, Lance Archer did get a very big win over Moxley a while back. I don't know if you remember, for that New Japan title that Moxley had. But outside of that, I don't remember Lance Archer getting any, like, big significant wins. That's the one that always sticks with me. However, when I see him wrestle, he always looks good and put the other person over. And I mean, I was very happy to see Ricky Starks win here. Yeah. I like Ricky Starks a lot, so I'm excited to see him win. And when I was seeing Powerhouse Hobbs being involved in the Wardlow storyline, I felt like we forgot about Starks, but it looks like we're going somewhere with him as well.
After the match, Brian Cage and Prince Nana headed to the ring. There was a stare down, and then Archer clocked Starks from behind. Turns to the ring, steps onside, chokeslammed him on top of it. I feel like, man, just after, like in AEW, especially after the fight, just every other match, something happens after the
There's
fight.
always a lot going on. There's always a lot of like people coming out, and it gets very convoluted. It's normal. It's normal booking there.
Yeah. Well, what did you think? Chris Jericho looking great tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you can really tell if you look a year ago, whatever he's done to change his routine, like he looks.
Well, the NBA made fun of him on Twitter, and then after that, he completely went on a diet. I mean, I'm not. This is me speculating, but it's just funny because after there was like a messy thing going on with a picture of him looking a little bit bigger, and then like when something happened with the NBA, and then after that he changed. He looks great.
No, he looks like 2010 Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Dancing with the Stars shape.
I mean, he is in The Masked Singer. I don't care what anybody says.
Like,
that's him.
Okay,
it's so obvious.
But here's what I don't get about The Masked Singer as the bride and his performances. Chris Jericho can sing. Fozzy has some really good songs, and he is very good. Why on The Masked Singer is he singing songs or singing in a way that does not showcase those talents? Like, it sounds like him talking. It doesn't sound like him singing.
I don't know, but the other day I actually had a dream that I was like driving, and it was like in the middle of the desert, but I kept changing the station, and it was all Jericho singing "Shut Up and Dance with Me." Like every time I would change it and singing it badly, like he did on the song. I was like, how many times have I seen this clip that he has taken over my dreams now?
But why is he doing that? I don't understand.
Because you don't want to give up who you are.
Well, but his singing voice sounds less like him, but it's clear who he is. It's like, oh, this is Chris Jericho.
But it's clear that some of these people don't watch
I don't know.
Watch AEW, because some of the judges are legit clueless, and all of wrestling Twitter is like, bro, we all know who that is. We've been dealing with this man since how many years now?
I haven't watched The Masked Singer probably since Sarah Palin was on it, but the first season was just
I never watched it. I just watched these clips, and I've been enjoying them, but it's funny that I had that dream. Like every freaking radio station, it was Jericho singing "Shut Up and Dance with Me." Like, come on.
Well, the first season was funny because they didn't know what type of people would actually do the show. So every guest was like, "Is that Beyonce? Is that Lady Gaga? Is that Oprah?" And it was like, "No, you're really overestimating who we were able to book for this."
But they should have known that it was like B celebrities and
you know
what I mean? Like, because like it's Dancing with the Stars, even when Dancing with the Stars was like big, you never really had like A-list celebrities, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
You have people that went on to become I remember watching Zendaya in Dancing with the Stars when a lot of people didn't know who she was, and now look at her, you know. But
Yeah.
back when she participated, she wasn't an A-list celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yes, Jericho looks great. My favorite part about Jericho tonight was when when Excalibur does his announcing all the match in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's announcing like the Ring of Honor title match for Full Gear tomorrow, and Jericho just like sneaks in there. I'm gonna win. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
That's gonna be, I think, the match of the night, possibly that 4-way for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
I'm very excited for that. I keep going back to when I saw the Lucha Bros against the Young Bucks in the steel cage at All Out. How much I love that match. So seeing that their trios match should be fun, especially when Omega and Pac also have really good chemistry. But I'm attending for MJF's moment. If MJF doesn't walk out world champion, I am going to bitch about it on Twitter and then not do anything else about it.
No, I think he's going to. I mean, even that promo off the air when he was putting over TK the other night, like, yeah, I think he's winning this.
He better.
Yeah,
he better. He's my favorite thing in AEW, and I just realized I'm like, he's never really had a big. I mean, the feud with Punk was great, but he's never really had a big moment. This is it.
I know. Well, I mean, he's a good wrestler, but he's not LA Knight good.
Please stop. I can't stand you. What else happened on Rampage?
I'm just thinking about the comment someone posted about my LA Knight rant before. It was like, he could be Intercontinental Champion one day. It's like that's like saying, like, you know, one day if you work really hard, you could drive a Honda Civic. You'll have to finance it, but you'll pay that off, and then you'll be an owner of a Honda Civic.
Yeah. Or you might not, and you'll get repossessed, and then you have to file bankruptcy. I mean, you drive the Honda. How it goes after you're driving it is up to you, buddy.
Sheet Black saying Sammy's going to win.
It's going to be a banger. Who do I have winning? I don't know. I thought it was very interesting that on Wednesday night they had Claudio tap out Jericho. I wasn't expecting that at all, but that also made me feel like, okay, Claudio's not winning. We can eliminate that. We haven't seen Brian get a lot of big wins, but he did win over Sammy. I don't know.
Well, Hook defended the FTW championship tonight against Liam Moriarty, and shocker, he won. Was
this Hook's longest match ever?
It did feel more competitive, but but I mean, Hook's gonna that. I
mean, we all know Hook only goes for like a minute or two. This was a solid 5. Look at him growing up.
Sheet Black pointing out that Hondas are reliable cars, and that the Japanese make cars that last.
Come on, what's more reliable than a Tesla? You'll light yourself on fire. I watched the worst documentary about Elon Musk on YouTube. And then I was more entertained by the comments, because, you know, he has like a cult style following, you know, so you can't criticize him. The comment section was a bigger dumpster fire than the Teslas.
He's coming for your Twitter. You're never going to get that Demon Diva handle you want so bad.
I know. I'm still stalking it every day.
Well, let's talk about Athena versus Madison Rayne tonight. And Athena, the heel turn is underway.
Why was this match made? Do you remember the storyline between them?
I do not, because I don't watch Dynamite, but I thought that I like that Athena is doing something different and changing up her character.
No.
I think.
No. I watch Dynamite every week, Glenn. I
still there was no
tell you why this match is happening. We haven't even seen Athena on TV for weeks. Anyways.
You know, what are you going to do? Oh, come on, Dylan. Scripps is the Toyota Camry of cars.
Why
maybe
a
Camry?
Corolla?
No, maybe a Corolla. We'll upgrade it.
No,
maybe...
the Camry's better. The Camry's better than the Corolla.
Is it? I thought the Camry was cheaper.
No. The Corolla is the cheaper one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're trying to act like I don't know about cars, don't you know I'm the biggest tomboy you'll ever meet, even though I look super girly?
I tried to give it, I don't need a car. I have a 20-year-old Expedition that still runs fine. But I do kind of want the cyber orange new Ford Bronco. But then I looked at how much they're going for, and I was like, nope, don't want it that bad.
Broncos are super cute. I like the Broncos. I low key want a Jeep, and then I want to paint it in pink, like ride around Puerto Rico, go to the beach, pull up in my pink Jeep. Like, but I never really go anywhere. So what am I talking about?
Sheet Black, where is Mr. Applebee's?
Exactly.
Alfred has a comedy competition tonight.
Yeah, no. Like, we wish him the best of luck. He can be funny sometimes, you know?
Gets it from his father.
Mr. Byron Saxton. Stop. Man, I don't even know how they still allow us in here together, honestly.
I know. Well, Athena's a heel, and she won that match. And
Yeah,
then
great.
Mercedes Martinez ran down, made her surprise return. And at first,
I'm
when the surprise
excited for
return,
that.
I was in the other room and I just saw the hair. And at first, for a second, I was like, "Is that Lita?" And then I got excited. I was like, "No." So,
No, but I did feel like Tony Khan gave it up in the media call for Full Gear because he talked about Mercedes Martinez being clear, and with Ring of Honor having a pay-per-view coming up on the 10th, same date as NXT, by the way. I see you guys competing. But I figured they were gonna put her on TV and kind of like, kind of give her some matches so she can get back into the swing of things.
so we had a promo backstage with Best Friends Orange Cassidy and the Factory, and they want to fight the Factory full on, so they're going to have Danhausen.
Why is the Factory still a thing?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. I don't know. Well, and then here's the way the video hyping up House of Black. Like, I thought Malachi Black was leaving.
Listen, we all thought.
And for one of the previous ones, I was like, oh, is this a Murphy promo? I don't know.
Malachi effed around and found out. He started saying he was released and all that, and they were like, not so fast, and now he just has to come back. Where is Miro?
Where is Miro? She'd Black Buck 90 and saying, "Glenn, I could see you driving Cadillac Escalade." I wish I could afford an Escalade.
Escalades are nice.
They are nice. An Escalade is a Ford Expedition on a Ford Excursion base, so it's on the larger base,
right?
And it's much more luxury and nice. Like the Expedition, it was really nice when I bought it, but I don't drive. I don't drive it that much, so it's actually aged pretty well. But
it's probably great on gas, huh? That was sarcasm. I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. Somehow I'm always running out of gas in the thing, and because it's a Ford and they start to have issues later in life, like now I have to put Supreme in it. I have to put like the premium in it, or else the engine chugs if I don't do that. So I'm gonna just drive this car till it falls apart.
I think cars are weird investment because you just lose so much value as soon as you drive it off. So it's like I'd rather go buy a freaking house. Like I'd rather spend on real estate than a car, But in Puerto Rico, you really can't go anywhere without a car. So I'm driving again, and that made me miss it here. I didn't need a car here. I didn't drive for 12 years. Now I'm back in Puerto Rico, and half of the time the other day I had to call my dad over a light that came up on my car, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
And did you think you were your sister calling you?
No, because now he has caller ID. Also, the other day I couldn't get my car going, and it was because I had the emergency brake on. Like, I'm a mess. Like, if you're close to me on the road, just stay away.
My car's got all the weird stuff happening now, like because there's like a short in it. So for some reason the dome light keeps coming on and it doesn't think that the passenger door is closed. So I have to like WD-40 it and slam it a bunch of times to get it. But it's like the car is still cosmetically in decent shape. It's just old. There's only like 120,000 miles on it, but it's a 20-year-old car.
My car is newer. However, I don't know if there's like something that triggers the seatbelt thing. But when I have Roman, sometimes the passenger side seatbelt light keeps coming on, like you have somebody there and they're not wearing their seatbelt. So I just like put it onto nothing. I don't know what triggers it. I need to figure it out. But it's always Roman.
She's asking about the Excursion. The Excursion, I mean, Excursion is big. Like I don't need something that big. Now I will say it will be tough if I do buy something smaller or ever go back to a sedan. I might keep this because living in Vegas, like for our recycling here, we used to live in a complex that had a dumpster where you could just toss anything. Here, they only take so much. So I have to like drive to the recycling center with like cardboard boxes and other stuff there if it's too much. So it's like once you have a truck, it's kind of hard to imagine life without a truck. Because you just get used to being able to like pick
I
up
could never
furniture
drive a truck.
stuff.
I could never. I would not even. I don't even know how to park my car right now. Like honestly,
Really?
Thank God there's valet parking. Otherwise, I'm not going there. Yeah, no. I don't think you understand. Like this is a true story. When I was getting my driver license test, well, first of all, I failed it the first time. So you know what I did the second time because I couldn't parallel park. So I waited until it snowed because that was when I lived in Indiana. You know how when they plow the roads, the snow goes to the side, so there was nowhere to parallel park. So I didn't have to parallel park, and that's how I got my license. And she tried, man. She made me go up and down like 3 blocks trying to find a spot, but we couldn't find one. It was great. I cheated the system.
Sheet flexing. Issa, I could see you driving a Hummer.
Did you see the new ones, the electric ones?
No,
they're really nice. I'm not even gonna tell you how I saw one. There's only like 50 of them made, but it's super nice.
Wait, wait! Why can't you tell us how you saw one? Like,
because it was Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star bought one, and nobody likes Jeffree Star anymore.
Okay. So there's some weird thing where Issa was like, I was hacking around the internet and I stumbled onto a secret website.
No, I was just watching. Anyways, the whole point to that is that I figured out how to cheat the system and I didn't have to parallel park. So because I already have my license, why would I learn afterwards? You know what I mean? If I didn't need it to get my license, I don't need it in life. So I never learned. So if I had to go somewhere where I have to parallel park, I'm not going.
Okay.
Or I'll just park my car in the middle of the road and leave it there until somebody comes and parks it for me. You can ask Sean Rossap. He had to freaking park my car for me one time.
Really?
Yes. He was like, "You want me to park?" And I'm like, "Yes, please."
That's awesome. So Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus Takashita and Akiyama tonight in the main event. This was a really good match.
Yeah. It was
and
fun.
Akiyama
it was
and Takashita got the win.
Eddie Kingston has been wanting this match for a long time. It was fun. I thought it was a good battle. I really have been liking how much Ortiz looks since he lost his hair in that match to Jericho. He changed his whole look and attitude. I kind of like him with Eddie Kingston. I'm not mad at any of this, but yeah, this match was fun. And as I say, Eddie Kingston has expressed wanting this match for a long time, so it was just cool to see him get that moment.
Now Eddie's not on the pay-per-view card tomorrow night.
Not that I know of, but he probably added 10 matches today, and there's gonna be like another 80 on the pre-show, so he'll make it there somewhere. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up you want to do predictions?
Sure.
I can't wait to hear your predictions. Okay, I got the card pulled up.
Okay, yeah, hit me.
Like for real? Hold on. No. Okay, we have a match of such youngster up-and-coming stars, Sting and Darby Allin versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Who do you
got? Probably Darby and Sting.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna say Darby and Sting. Okay, the anticipated return to the ring of Saraya versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Who do you got?
I mean, Saraya has to win.
My heart is telling me DMD, but my brain
you can't
is
do that.
Me.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
That would be so disrespectful. When CM Punk came back in his first match, they didn't have him losing.
Okay, but still.
Yeah, no, you have to. I mean, come on. That's just like you
can't. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but DMD is one of my favorites in AEW, and I personally feel like they have not made. I don't know how they're playing it here, but it just doesn't feel like Paige is the baby face here. Like she's not gonna win clean. She's gonna turn heel. She's gonna do something dirty here. All of her promos have been like me. It's all about me, and I got ran over by a car. And it's like who cares? But like DMD, he's like out here cutting real promos about how she helped build AEW from the ground up. So to me, it feels like there's gonna be a weird turn in this match. Even if Saraya wins, I feel like we're gonna get a babyface DMD after this.
Maybe Athena, maybe heel Athena comes out and helps Saraya win.
No. Okay. So AEW's World Trios Championship match. We have Death Triangle against the returning Elite. The Elite. I need to stop getting so much espresso on my coffee. Anyways, who do you have?
Okay, if the Elite wins tomorrow night, but Saraya doesn't, I'm boycotting AEW.
The Elite has to win.
Yeah, of course they're
They're
going to win. But that's what I'm
returning.
saying. So Saraya hasn't wrestled in like years.
Okay, but do you remember when Sting finally went to WWE and then they just buried him and had him lose to
Yeah, but
Triple A?
that's
I mean, it
AEW.
happens. It happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay, anyways. No, I'm with you. I think, sorry, I told you, my heart wants to say DMD just because I'm a big fan of hers. But I do think we're going to see some shenanigans. Anyways, a steel cage match, Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus, because this feud will last forever.
Jungle Boy's got to win this.
I hope so. All right. We also have the TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose.
Jade's going to win.
Jade's going to win, but I kind of want...
I would
Nyla
love it if
Rose
Nyla
to-
won, but that's just not going to happen.
I don't want her to win, but I want her to still figure out a way to steal the belt and keep going because she's being genius with this storyline. Okay, Ring of Honor World Championship. We talked about this. Jericho, Bryan, Claudio, and Sammy Guevara. Who do you got?
Okay, so Jericho said on commentary tonight he thinks Sammy's not ready. Like,
If
I
Sammy
would almost,
wins, I will walk out.
yeah, I could almost.
Let me not say that because he might. Jesus Christ.
Okay, but I would actually like if, as an angle, Jericho did like the finger poke of doom to give Sammy the championship.
And Sammy says no.
No, but that would be a very entertaining story to have
No.
the JAS running that. But I think this could be anyone. I mean, well, okay, probably not Claudio, but I think Bryan could win.
I would like to see Bryan win as well. Whatever happens, this JAS versus the BCC needs to stop like right now. They've been feuding for way too long. All right, we have the AEW Interim Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. I got Jamie Hayter.
Jamie.
Oh, what did Dylan say?
Dylan saying Soraya's TK awkward hug will be wild in media scrum.
I can't wait.
Okay, how many references do you think they make to the last media scrum at this media scrum?
0. And I guarantee you there's going to be like only like 5 people allowed. Like I bet you he's not going to be as...
Which one of Nick Hausman's improv partners is an AEW star going to go after? Do you think Nick gets the first question at the media scrum? Just to...
No, I think they put duct tape over his mouth.
Wow, Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Hausman, silence.
Yeah, I feel bad, but you never know.
I'm actually surprised no one's tried to blame this on him.
I know, me too.
Could you imagine 40 years from now when the documentary is made and people be, what if Nick Hausman hadn't asked the first question?
But he didn't even get to ask the question.
I know, but his presence alone. What if Nick Hausman had decided, you know what? I'm just going to stay home with my wife tonight, not go out there. Could you imagine CM Punk would still be in AEW? The Elite, like, there wouldn't have been investigated. Ace Steel would still be, have a job. All of Nick
and
Hausman
the dog will have
been
his
to that
teeth.
scrum.
And the dog will have his teeth. But you know what's funny? Like, imagine if you're CM Punk and you're practicing this, right? Like, you're going to go into the scrum, you're going to look at Nick Hausman and it's going to go smoothly. And then he's like, yeah, he's your friend. And then Nick is like, no, I haven't talked to him in years. And then CM Punk is like, fuck, there goes my bit. He still turned it around, but he had to be pissed inside.
Yes. Okay, what else? What else do we got?
Okay. Yeah. We have the Acclaim against Swerve in Our Glory for the tag team championships. I say the Acclaim.
Yeah, Acclaim's got to retain.
But we're definitely going to see the breakup of Swerve and Keith Lee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, for the TNT Championship, big meaty men slapping meat. We have Wardlow, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs. I still have Wardlow.
Yeah, I think Wardlow.
Perfect. And then we have for the AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley against MJF. If MJF don't win, we riot. With the help of Mr. Regal.
Oh, wow.
That's been my prediction since day one.
Wow.
Okay. It's gonna be a beautiful moment. I'm gonna catch some of the confetti and everything. That's it. That's the card with the predictions. Look at us.
Yeah. It's exciting. I'll probably tune in for some of this tomorrow night.
Really?
Yeah. And then it'll be bad because then Raj is like, you watched the whole thing? We didn't do a pay-per-view covering this because you didn't know if you were going to watch it or not.
It's all my fault for deciding to attend the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Wrestling League is not covering this tomorrow night because Issa's out and it's Thanksgiving. It's a tough time of year.
Yeah. People are all over the place. But if any of you guys are at Full Gear and you see me, feel free to say hello.
There you go. So that's the Wrestling Inc. podcast tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a good Full Gear tomorrow, and we'll be back Tuesday to talk about NXT. The Monday Night Crew will be here for Raw, and have a good weekend, everyone. We'll catch you here next time on the Wrestling Inc.